Question 1.
The celebrated theory is still the source of great controversy.
Question 2.
A good architectural structure should be useful, durable and beautiful.
Question 3.
A group meeting will be held tomorrow in the library conference room.
Question 4.
Educational level is found to be related to social and economic background.
Question 5.
Tutorials are scheduled in the final week of the term.
Question 6.
You can make an appointment to meet the librarian.
Question 7.
All dissertations must be accompanied by a submission form.
Question 8.
All of the assignments must be submitted in person to the faculty office.
Question 9.
Economic development needs to be supported by the government.
Question 10.
The toughest part of postgraduate education is funding.
Question 11.
Our view is that educational reforms have been inadequately implemented.
Question 12.
An introduction is an essential element of presentation.
Question 13.
The assignments should be submitted to the department office before the deadlines.
Question 14.
Before attending classes, you must register online or by post.
Question 15.
Certain scientific principles must be learned verbally or by logical deduction.
Question 16.
Daily practice can build confidence and improve skills.
Question 17.
Human beings compete with other living things for resources and space.
Question 18.
Good research delivers practical benefits for real people.
Question 19.
He landed a job in a very prestigious law firm.
Question 20.
The lecture is about the reasons for the financial crisis.
Question 21.
I thought it was through the small meeting room.
Question 22.
If finance is a cause of concern, scholarships may be available.
Question 23.
If you need additional help, visit the Student Resource Center.
Question 24.
Important details from the argument are missing in the summary.
Question 25.
It may not be possible to solve the problem easily.
Question 26.
Library reference desks hold a lot of materials on academic history.
Question 27.
Listening is the key skill needed to succeed in this course.
Question 28.
Medical researchers have focused on causes of diseases and treatments.
Question 29.
Most of these students have not considered this issue before.
Question 30.
Mutually exclusive events can be described as either complementary or opposite.
Question 31.
Organizational failure is considered from various perspectives in academic literature.
Question 32.
Plants are the living things that can grow on land or in water.
Question 33.
Please make sure you have correctly cited all the necessary materials.
Question 34.
Public perception about biotechnology is crucial for developing scientific consensus.
Question 35.
Remember, the prestigious election of stewardship has strict eligibility criteria.
Question 36.
Resources and materials are on hold at the library reference desk.
Question 37.
Many departments have their own special book collections.
Question 38.
Some economists argue that the entire financial system is fatally flawed.
Question 39.
Students have their options to live in college residences or apartments.
Question 40.
Students who are successful have good strategies for learning.
Question 41.
The application processes may take longer than expected.
Question 42.
The archaeologists were astonished by the previously overlooked foundations.
Question 43.
The cafeteria features soup, salads, sandwiches, chicken and fish.
Question 44.
The chemistry building is located near the entrance to the campus.
Question 45.
Rising inflation may indicate an increase in the demand for consumer products.
Question 46.
The faculty staff are very approachable, friendly and extremely helpful.
Question 47.
The history of the university is a long and interesting one.
Question 48.
The island is located at the south end of the bay.
Question 49.
The massive accumulation of data was converted into a communicable argument.
Question 50.
The most popular courses still have a few places left.
Question 51.
The qualification will be assessed by using a criterion-referenced approach.
Question 52.
The results of the study underscored the importance of early detection.
Question 53.
Safety glasses should be worn while doing experiments in the lab.
Question 54.
There are some doubts about whether these events actually occurred.
Question 55.
There is a clear need for further research in this field.
Question 56.
There is clearly a need for further research in this field.
Question 57.
This class will look at the structure of an essay.
Question 58.
Water filters on campus will discourage the unnecessary use of plastic bottles.
Question 59.
We have not yet achieved equality in our society.
Question 60.
We study science to understand and appreciate the world around us.
Question 61.
Parents talk to children tends to be simplified.
Question 62.
You will acquire many skills during the academic studies.
Question 63.
Speak to your tutor if you need further assistance.
Question 64.
Education and training provide important skills for the labor force.
Question 65.
There have been many changes recently in the mathematics department.
Question 66.
Those who are considering a career in marketing should attend the talk.
Question 67.
The university has invested in new technologies designed to support learning.
Question 68.
A good academic paper should present a clear argument.
Question 69.
A good research assistant is not afraid to ask questions.
Question 70.
Collaboration between departments is a feature of successful companies.
Question 71.
Enrolling in a double major may increase your career options.
Question 72.
Geography is generally divided into two main branches, human and physical.
Question 73.
In this language course, we focus on both fluency and accuracy.
Question 74.
This course provides the opportunity to get valuable industry experience.
Question 75.
Read the safety instructions before using any equipment in the workshop.
Question 76.
Essays and assignments are spread out across the academic year.
Question 77.
Continuing students will be sent the necessary application forms.
Question 78.
Calculators may not be used during the examination.
Question 79.
The elective course introduces engineering students to construction practices and concepts.
Question 80.
Our new medical students must attend the talk about optional courses.
Question 81.
A professor took 1 year off to work on her book.
Question 82.
This problem is complex and difficult to explain.
Question 83.
Scientists were unsure when the early men first left Africa.
Question 84.
The printers automatically print on both sides of each page.
Question 85.
There is a widely believed perception that engineering is for boys.
Question 86.
Time and distance are used to calculate speed.
Question 87.
Distance learning allows you to develop a career around your commitments.
Question 88.
Every student has regular meetings with his or her personal tutor.
Question 89.
Castles were designed to intimidate both local people and enemies.
Question 90.
The opening hours of the library are reduced during summer.
Question 91.
A laptop computer has been found in the biology lab.
Question 92.
His appointment as the Minister of Culture was seen as a demotion.
Question 93.
Measures must be taken to prevent the unemployment rate from increasing.
Question 94.
The coffee machine located on the third floor is not working today.
Question 95.
Request for late applications will not be accepted under any circumstances.
Question 96.
Salt is produced from seawater or extracted from the ground.
Question 97.
The news will not be received until the following week.
Question 98.
You do not need specialist knowledge to enjoy this book.
Question 99.
The area has a variety of underwater habitats and species.
Question 100.
Your ideas are discussed and debated in seminars and tutorials.
Question 101.
Our study program equips students with essential skills for university.
Question 102.
Many food crops require large amounts of water and fertilizer.
Question 103.
Classical mechanics is sometimes considered as a branch of applied mathematics.
Question 104.
Students should leave their bags on the table by the door.
Question 105.
Sea levels are expected to rise during the next century.
Question 106.
Please close the door behind you when you leave the room.
Question 107.
The department works closely with business communities.
Question 108.
There is an accounting assignment for finance students.
Question 109.
Relying on natural ability will not get you far in science.
Question 110.
We should never underestimate the power of creative design.
Question 111.
Linguistics is the scientific study and analysis of language.
Question 112.
Marine environments have been destroyed through pollution and unsustainable development.
Question 113.
Designers need to keep up with the social trends.
Question 114.
People have been dependent on using phones in their everyday lives.
Question 115.
A new collection of articles has just been published.
Question 116.
A visit to the Designed Museum is of great value.
Question 117.
The university provides excellent leisure facilities for students and staff.
Question 118.
Auditions for the university choir will be held next week.
Question 119.
A good abstract highlights the key points of your paper.
Question 120.
The Commissioner will apportion the funds among all the authorities.
Question 121.
Please note that the seminar has now been cancelled.
Question 122.
3 separate research resources are not enough for this assessment.
Question 123.
Please return your reference books to the library shelves.
Question 124.
New media journalism is an exciting area of study.
Question 125.
Teaching assistants play a vital role in the learning process.
Question 126.
Rising sea temperatures are a sign of climate change.
Question 127.
The closing date of applications for travel scholarships is next Monday.
Question 128.
Before preparing food, please make sure to wash your hands.
Question 129.
The economic predictions turned out to be incorrect.
Question 130.
Students should take the training course to use the gym.
Question 131.
The momentum is defined as the combination of mass and velocity.
Question 132.
More research is needed before any definitive conclusion can be drawn.
Question 133.
The North Campus car park could be closed on Sunday.
Question 134.
Participating in the class is the center of the course.
Question 135.
The study center in the library has all the latest technologies.
Question 136.
At university, students can make friends for life.
Question 137.
Much of this research is carried out in the laboratory.
Question 138.
Technology is changing the way that media is used and studied.
Question 139.
You will be tested by continuous assessments and examinations.
Question 140.
The college operates a system of continuous assessments.
Question 141.
Scientists have founded all parts of society today.
Question 142.
Novelists write about the best things that they know about.
Question 143.
The lecture today will cover all the main reasons for global warming.
Question 144.
The rising temperature is changing the wildlife population.
Question 145.
The director of the gallery was grateful for the anonymous donation.
Question 146.
You should have awareness of how the business operates globally.
Question 147.
Art is an expression of creative skills and imagination.
Question 148.
We have sophisticated ways of studying the brain in action.
Question 149.
The article considers the leisure habits of teenagers in rural areas.
Question 150.
We learn through observations and the analysis of human behaviors.
Question 151.
The subject was complex and difficult to explain.
Question 152.
Our aim is to reduce the risks that people take.
Question 153.
Please confirm that you have received the textbook.
Question 154.
All answers must be thoroughly researched and supported by relevant theories.
Question 155.
Accountancy students have to hand in their dissertations this week.
Question 156.
His analysis study appears to be based on the false premise.
Question 157.
Visual aid can be really helpful when you are revising.
Question 158.
We encourage students to complete their applications before the deadline.
Question 159.
Graduates from this course typically pursue careers in financial sector.
Question 160.
It is a debate about the value of knowledge.
Question 161.
Strangely, people are simultaneously impressed by and skeptical about statistics.
Question 162.
The collapse of the housing market has caused recessions.
Question 163.
Calculators allow us to add numbers without making mistakes.
Question 164.
Most of the lectures begin punctually, so do not be late.
Question 165.
The student union hosts a variety of social events.
Question 166.
Social psychology is concerned with the understanding of human behaviors.
Question 167.
Gravity is the force that attracts two bodies toward one another.
Question 168.
The reception staff can give advice on renting private accommodation.
Question 169.
Artists need to make their works both original and accessible.
Question 170.
The archaeologists' new discoveries stand out in the previously overlooked foundations.
Question 171.
Please return the textbooks to the correct bookshelves in the library.
Question 172.
The contract will be signed by the owner of the company.
Question 173.
The glittering of the lake's surface camouflages the fish.
Question 174.
Having enough sleep has many positive benefits.
Question 175.
Safety is the most important in the biology lab.
Question 176.
The lecture will cover the reason for climate change.
Question 177.
Assessment procedure has been changed slightly since the last year.
Question 178.
The article illustrates the intricate relationship of culture and language.
Question 179.
The tutor has cancelled the lecture for geography students.
Question 180.
All accounting students must submit their dissertations before the end of the week.
Question 181.
The next lecture will take place at a different location.
Question 182.
We should always use recycled plastic and glass bottles.
Question 183.
Plastic pollution is very dangerous for ocean lives.
Question 184.
The content is to define the combination of math and philosophy.
Question 185.
Students often conduct research to enhance their knowledge.
Question 186.
Farming is affected by changes in seasonal patterns.
Question 187.
The rise in sea level indicates climate change.
Question 188.
The University Library Cafe is on the third floor.
Question 189.
Some students were absent due to the train delay.
Question 190.
The class is cancelled because the professor is sick.
Question 191.
We were talking about ways of committing crimes.
Question 192.
We were discussing the methods used by criminals to commit crimes.
Question 193.
Maths uses numbers and shapes to solve problems.
Question 194.
The employment rate has steadily increased over the last year.
Question 195.
The professor said biology is not the only subject on the exam.
Question 196.
Participants recorded their sleep hours in the journals.
Question 197.
Effective communication is the key to becoming a successful manager.
Question 198.
Students need to register to gain access to library printers.
Question 199.
There will be a quiz class next week.
Question 200.
Please confirm your essay topic 1 week before the deadline.
Question 201.
We have been unsuccessful in finding a new manager.
Question 202.
The exam will not be posted until further notice.
Question 203.
We can all meet at my office after the lecture.
Question 204.
The economic status of the early Roman Republic will be examined.
Question 205.
Please return the reference book to the correct position on the library shelf.
Question 206.
You can get your coffee and tea in the lounge.
Question 207.
In my opinion, the car should be repaired.
Question 208.
Summer school programs allow some students to accelerate their studies.
Question 209.
The field of social development includes description of social behavior.
Question 210.
You need to make sure that all your essays are handed in on time.
Question 211.
Application forms should be submitted in 1 week.